Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what the fuck is seduction of beauty? Well, in the game's about section, you can read this. In this virtual world, you experience a series of emotional ups and downs, from getting to know each other, falling in love, to arguments and making choices. All of these will be presented in a first-person perspective, allowing you to deeply immerse yourself in a genuine interactive experience. So you know exactly how the story's gonna fucking pan out. You wake up from a drunken night on the bed of what is obviously a woman, if it wasn't apparent enough, and quickly try to leave, but then get stopped by a femoid. She explains what happened last night while literally calling you impotent, which then segues into you meeting her sister, who tells you off for sleeping in her room. You then ask the woman you don't know for food, which she says yes because that's believable, with you even peeking in to be treated with the weakest panty shot in history. The two of you essentially go on a date in her apartment, getting interrupted by her hurting herself in the kitchen, but after you help her up, you get a call from your boss to come urgently, which I took seriously, but the game forces you to nurse the wounds of the sick. Money! Nice. On your way out, her sister asks you out on a date, but act like chicken shit because, well,
电梯来了，我们走吧。
When you get to work, you get fired. You try to cause a scene, but get absolutely trashed by your superior. Now jobless and apparently homeless, you ask your sister for some free accommodation, which she accepts, but then your phone gets thrashed by some random cyclist, who I tried to kill, but the game said no.
Car, taxi, van, bicycle. Well, not really a bicycle, it's one of those fold-away ones. It's ridiculous.
Now living with your sister, she gives you some actually good advice for once in this game, which you accept wholeheartedly and end the chapter. Chapter 2 kicks off with you going on a date with the cyclist, who actually gives you a new phone, an iPhone XS. Guess she's stacked or something, I don't know. Regardless of what you picked after that conversation, you go take some snaps of her with this pointless phone in her hand. Why is she holding the phone in the first place? I mean, but then you get interrupted by the sisters. How?
我们也要拍。
我就一台手机，拍谁呀？
拍我，看我今天特意化的美妆。
You then get some low-tier smut of the girl of your choice and end the date, but Need decides to get off his ass and get a job, which is quite based. He instantly gets hired, then later sees a girl from his school days, which regardless of if you choose to be a doom or a gooner, you guys talk, with her giving off some stalker vibes, then ending the chapter. Chapter 3 starts with you unemployed and homeless again, meeting with your stalker who has unfortunately followed the same path as you, and coincidentally, has a free room in her apartment and invites you to stay with her, by force mind you. You then explore the house a little and have mental sex with her, which you then wake up to all the girls being there. Why?
是我叫他们来的。
As if that makes any fucking sense. Your stalker then tells you she wants to take revenge on her former employer for robbing her of employment, which I said no to, but knee falls as soon as she says she has the key on her. You and the girls find nothing and decide alcoholism is a better way to waste your afternoon.
Can you tell the time?
Yes. I am not fucking drunk.
The next day, you meet some random CEO who obviously wants something from you, who tells you she can give you a job and ask for your skills. But then the game decides to personally attack me because this is literally me. Wait, am I the target market for this game? No. Nah. Am I? You start your new job by butting into the girl boss's life, which she sees as you asking her out, which I declined, but Nia goes through with it anyway. You start the next day by cleaning her office, which she throws out the window and says date time.
Will you marry me? Will you be Miss J?
The two of you play some sort of kids game? I don't know. And why are they here? Why? You're then forced to pick one and play floor picker, and then are given the choice as to who can take the doll.
Yeah, boy.
The next day, you decide to cancel the guy that's been shooting a shot on the CEO, and she rewards you with a date, which will give you one of the worst torture scenes in the history of digital media.
Get some therapy, you'll be alright.
Or you can play cards with the rooms. After what is implied to be days, you see some random shop vendor getting harassed by some hooligans who I genuinely think were in the right, but okay. You beat them up and turn to the lowly vendor.
Is this nigga serious?
Most of chapter 5 is based around you and the vendor woman, with you learning her motives and life goals, which is a bit concerning considering you guys just met, but I guess logic is out of the picture at this point. She asks you to help her with their vending, which regardless of what you pick, you do it either way. I give up trying to explain this now, like, sick of stick. The girls ask you if she's your sticky or something, which then leads to them buying a bunch of shit off of her and wasting stock on one of the girls.
你卖了这么多饰品，也没见你戴，给你吧。
The vendor then says you should keep selling with her, which then leads to you crossing paths with the boss lady, which then branches off to more sex or getting your balls busted by your sister. Apparently it's your birthday, like we haven't seen that one before, and all the girls are present, apart from your sister of course, because this is in hamburger land. You're forced to spend the first half of the party with a girl of your liking, with all of them being rather boring. You then get treated to a low poly party, which I honestly think could have been better than this shit. But then again, think of this game's demographic. The CEO then gives you your cake, and due to this being the last chapter of the game, you're forced to pick one girl to give the first slice. Not cut multiple slices and take one, no. That wouldn't be very engaging. After disappointing the CEO, she leaves the room, which then again makes more forced tension as you now have to pick which singular girl to leave with. Like, you don't know these women, but you just have to pick one. After leaving with one of them, Nee goes to his sister as he's conflicted on which girl to pick. She gives you some pretty overused and underdeveloped advice, which then leaves you literally twiddling your thumbs in confusion. And depending on which choices you've made throughout the game, you can either get the good or bad ending of the girl of your choice, which in my opinion, there's only one good ending in this game.
Congratulations.
And with that, the game ends. Ah, that was fucking torture, Jesus. But I'm sure you're saying to yourself, you just called that one girl a cyclist. What's the fuck? She's a pedophile. You called her a pedophile. What the fuck is it, man? And I would apologize if the game had better writing.
Why you get fried, man? Are you crazy? You're fucking paranoid, You are fucking.
But for you avid milkmen and women, I shall speedrun all the characters you will face in this game. The story is split up into 6 chapters, following the misadventures of Ni Shua, which is not a name by the way, going through the various problems he faces as a fresh from college graduate. Chiarushi, the first sister, a hostess who's tired of her current life and wants to explore the world but fears going out there alone. Li Mei Xuan, the second sister, obviously more dubious than her sister, doesn't really know what direction she wants to take in life and always being chased by other men, but likes you for some reason. Zhang Shiyan, the cyclist. I hate her. She's alluded to being a rich girl, but she lied about that in your first date for some reason. Li Shiying, the stalker. She's apparently been following you since you left college, and she has feelings for you but just can't let it out. She places herself in areas she can easily observe you at all times. I guess that sort of kind of makes sense in a fucked up way. Fang Xin, the girl boss, had an attraction to you the moment she saw you. She was literally looking for a one-night stand but ended up liking you. She's part of a long line of billionaires and owns some big company. And lastly, Yu Hui, or Yu He, or I don't actually care, the vendor girl. Pretty timid but hardworking. Doesn't really have much of a story. I mean, she's literally introduced in the 5th chapter and she sort of has an attachment issue, which sort of explains why she likes you so much. But don't forget your sister. And those are the characters that matter. I did say speedrun. This game is not that bad actually. I give it a very nice 4 out of 10. And that's me being generous. At this point I'm tired of giving any effort to this game. I'm a weirdo. I like abnormal shit because it's abnormal. Strange games that give you a unique experience each time you play them. Doki Doki, Fallout, the original one mind you, Half Sword, The Coffin of Andy and Lele. Those shits are fun. And they're fun because they're not AAA, live service, and the shitty writing that has plagued companies that chose to get some sugary cash flow. Now, go away. Play a normal game or something. Do something normal with your life.
Oh! Look at this! Oh, look at that! What?
I hate the current state of gaming, and I'm just crying because I'm South African. I mean, literally the only game that I've played from South Africans and I found fun was Boot Fighter. And, well, Boot Fighter is literally Boot Fighter.
Mathematically speaking, if we clap everyone, one of them eventually has to be the oak.